Hey yo, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna be doing a story on my baby Dastin, because most of you guys see me posting on my social media, especially my Facebook. Oh, that's the mom, but you guys don't really know the main story behind it. So I just wanted to make a little story time. That's why I have my friend here, because she was there, she knew what happened. So I just want to do a little story time on what happened, what occurred. So yeah, let me start by saying thanks you guys for subscribing to my channel. And yeah, just stay updated about any videos. So I'm gonna continue. So last year, 2020, in like August. So for those of you who don't know, I have my man. He's not here. He's in Africa, Liberia to be precise. So I went there for vacation. And then I came back. And then it was like August. And then I started school because I've been in nursing school for a while now. So when I came back, I did not know that or I was pregnant or anything like that. So August, the end of August, I started to realize that I was kind of sick. And I'm like, what's going on? I didn't think that it was anything concerning the pregnancy because it never ran to my mind or anything like that. So I went to the hospital. Actually, I went to the urgent care. I went to the urgent care to do test because I'm like, I don't trust this home test that they sell in CVS and stuff, because I did it and it was showing positive. I'm like, this can't be real. So I went to the hospital, urgent care instead, to go do a better test. So when I went there, they was like, oh, you're pregnant. And I'm just like, although I know I'm an adult, I'm grown, but anybody for that matter, whether you're married or not, or whether you have a boyfriend or not, you know that as a lady, when they announce to you you're pregnant, you have like this mixed emotions. You don't know whether you want to be, like, whether you're ready. That's the word. So most people feel like they're not ready, but then like, what are you gonna do? You're already pregnant. So I was like, I was kind of like mad at first, but then I had to like work or sort out my feelings and know that, okay, maybe this is maybe this is God's will. So in this time, and I'm grown, so why not? So I was sick throughout the pregnancy. I was sick from the moment I found out, from August. Like when I tell you, so I suffer from this thing called hermesis gravidarum. It's like a severe type of morning sickness. It's not like a morning sickness exactly. That's why it's severe, because you're literally sick from like the morning to the night, basically. So I used to throw off like every little thing I eat. Like I used to be so sick like a dog. When you hear that saying, oh, you were sick like a dog, like I'm telling you, I literally experienced that. So I was sick for months. I lost mad weight. Like when I tell you I was skinny, I was so skinny. So I used to go to the hospital a lot for like IV because I was dehydrated a lot. Every time, but she's gonna talk and she's ready, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just giving you guys a story. It's not really like a fun story. It's really like an emotional one, because my baby birthday is actually next week. So last year around like the 27th, like that's when like my life literally changed. Like I didn't know what pain was, but I'm gonna tell you guys what pain is. I'm just gonna explain how I know what real pain means. So after everything, like I was pregnant for I was like 5 months plus. So the day I decided to do my gender reveal, which was like I think December 25th or the 24th. No, not the 25th, the 27th, I decided to do my gender reveal. So all of a sudden, I was at work that night. So I started having like this back cramps to work. And then I'm like, what's going on with me? So I Googled it, and then I learned that there was something called Braxton Hicks that happens to pregnant women. So I was like, then I just figured out that, I'm like, oh my God, this pain is horrible, because Braxton Hicks is like a contraction that happened like poop, like the pain just come like heavy, and then all of a sudden it just stops, it just go down a little bit, and then it come back up. So it was a horrible pain, and then I just didn't take it serious because I realized that I was like, oh, it's Braxton Hicks, so it's not that serious. So All of a sudden, we already planned. She was playing the gender reveal. So she already got the other stuff, the balloons and stuff, and I was making the food. So the morning when I left work, I came home. She was cooking home, and I was cooking home. I was making like stuff because I invited a few friends to come over, so I can find out because I did not even know what I was having. And me and my man, we always argue on like which kid I'm gonna have. I always tell him it's a girl. He always be like it's a girl, it's a boy. So we always argue. But I was like I didn't care what the gender was, but I was just excited. So all of a sudden, while making the food, I just started feeling like the heavy cramp. I'm like, oh my God, this thing is not good. It don't feel good. But for some reason in my mind, I already know it's a Braxton Hicks. So I did not think that it was something that was going to be that bad. But then all of a sudden I went to the bathroom and then I started bleeding. I was like, oh my God, this can't be happening. Not now, not to my baby. So my first thought was like, oh my God, my baby, I don't think this is good. This is not a good sign when you're pregnant and bleeding. So I was like, this is not a good sign. So I had to like literally jump in my car. I couldn't call anybody to go to the hospital. Luckily, the hospital is like 5 minutes from me. I got in my car, went to the hospital, and like I literally went straight to the ER. And then those people to the hospital, because normally when you go there, they always want to make you wait, especially when they don't see you like you're taking your last breath or you have some sort of dyspnea, meaning like you have difficulty breathing. So I'm like, I'm like, this is emergency. I had to tell them, I'm like, this is an emergency. I'm bleeding and I'm pregnant. This is not good. So they had to work their way around it, and then they had to go. Luckily, my doctor was on call because that same week I went for an ultrasound and the baby was good and everything. Okay, anything right there. So guys, as I was saying, so this is the baby ultrasound. That was when he was like a big boy. Now that's the ultrasound, as you can see. And as I'm talking about this, is like I'm so emotional because it's just like a hurtful thing that will happen to any woman. Like literally feeling your baby move and happen to see that your baby is in a danger. It was just a heartbreaking thing. So yeah, so that was the ultrasound I did during that week. Yeah, that I did during that week. And then the doctor was there. The doctor was like, oh, but you was fine. I did your ultrasound and everything. I'm like, yeah, I don't even know what's going on. So all of a sudden I went to the labor and delivery department. And then the doctor was like, oh, you're 2 centimeters dilated. And I'm like, what? My baby is only 5 weeks. Not 5 weeks. I mean, sorry about that. My baby is only 5 months, 2 weeks. How can I be dilated already? That don't sound right. It's just like, no. And then I started to cry because I know what that means. Like, if they tell you you're dilated, that means the baby is coming. And I'm like, I'm 5 months, 2 weeks. How is that possible? So the doctor told me, oh, don't stress out. But when I tell you my heart dropped, like it literally dropped out of my body, it did, because it's like, I felt like, I don't know what to think, how to feel. So it was like, oh, this hospital is not a high-risk hospital, so you have to go to the bigger hospital where like they take care of the moms and baby that's high risk. So it was like, probably they'll be able to do something called the cyclage. Like it's like a stitches like they will put to your womb. The cyclage is like, but they'll put it there and then it will help keep the baby in a little while. Most pregnant women go through that when they're about to have a horrible miscarriage, when they're already like maybe 5-6 months. So I went to the place. By the time I could even leave the other hospital, the ambulance came to go to the other hospital. And then the high-risk doctor them came in. They was like, you already 4 centimeters. So from 2 to 4. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. Like when I tell you guys, like my heart broke. It broke. It literally broke because I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that after being sick the whole pregnancy, I have this baby moving in me. That's like my little boo right now. Like, and then they're telling me that there's nothing they can do. I have to give birth to the baby. When I told you my heart broke into pieces, I've never felt real pain, not from anything or anyone, but that was real pain. Like when they literally broke that news to me that, oh, there's nothing we can do. You have to give birth to the baby. And I'm just there like crying. But then she did not know what happened because I called her, but then she didn't pick her phone. But I think because she was busy making the food. That was the same day of the gender reveal. So I called her. I'm like, I'm at the hospital. You can just come there. It was so sad. She literally came after they broke the news, and oh my god, it's just it's a painful thing. I don't want to. It's a painful conversation, and I literally told her like what the doctors told me already that oh, and then I was just like, just bust the balloon. Let me see the gender. They already gave me the bad news, and I'm just there crying and crying. And then she came in and she burst the balloon. First of all, she brought the balloon. I know it was already blue, so I automatically knew it was a boy. And in my heart, I was just like crying because I did not even know how to feel or to think. Because it's like they're literally telling me if I give birth to the baby is not going to survive because I was only 22 weeks. 22 weeks to like 5 months, 2 weeks. So there was nothing they could do. And when I tell you, for anybody who's a mother who lost a kid, you know that if they're telling you that, that's like they're taking your heart out of your body, like, and yeah, guys, sorry about that. I had to restart the video. So just by even doing this video, my heart hurts because it's just like a hard thing to do. Like, you're literally in a place where like you feel like you can do nothing for your kid. And that's how I felt. Like I couldn't do anything because so the doctors then realized that, oh, you have to give birth to the baby. I'm like, I'm not giving birth to this baby. I'm like, this any type of miracle that God can perform, he's going to perform it. I am not giving birth to this baby. So I had to call one of my big sisters. She's a nurse and she knows me. So I had to call her and ask her, I told her what was going on. And then she was like, oh, I'm going to call my pastor for my pastor to pray for you. You're not going to give birth to that baby. God is going to do something. And it was just a roller coaster for me because it's just like, I just couldn't wrap my head around the fact that this is actually happening to me. Like, I'm really going to experience losing my baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've literally been sick throughout the pregnancy. It's not like anything that I did not suffer with. Like, I literally suffer when I tell you from the time I found out I was pregnant in August to December, I wasn't able to eat, sleep, do anything. Like, I was so skinny. When I tell you skinny, I was skinny. Like, I lost like, I was weighing like 160. Mind you, I normally weigh 180. I lost like 20 pounds. I was so skinny. And just for me to like knowing that I was already getting in a stable place where I was even able to eat a little bit of meal and I'm about to go through that situation was just so disturbing to me. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around it. That was the word. So I just had to like try to be strong, pray to God. While I was in the hospital, when I told you, I would wake up, cry, pray, wake up, cry, pray. So I went there to 27. They told me the news, the bad news, and I was like, this is not gonna work. God is gonna do something. And I was literally just holding on to faith. Like, God, you're gonna make something up. You're gonna help me out. So throughout when I was in the hospital, Charlene was there the whole time with me. She literally was sleeping in a bed, in the chair that they have somebody when you have like a visitor in the labor and delivery. She was literally there the whole time. If she leaves, she's literally going to leave to shower to come back. When I tell you Charlene was literally my support system, she was, because I did not even have nobody, to be honest. Not even friends to be like, oh, I can count on. I did not have nobody. So I had to like, I was there the 27th, the 28th, was on it, and then they would come in, check my white blood cells for infection, check like everything to see how the baby was doing. So they came to me on the 28th, and then it was like the baby is already like literally leaving my womb to come to my surface. And it was like I need to give birth to the baby if I want the baby to survive, or if I want to hold the baby alive. So I had to like um I had to go to bed, pray about it, because it was something I had to make the decision in the morning of the 29th, like whether I want to hold my baby alive or not. So sorry guys, I'm trying to be strong. I'm trying. So I had to go to bed, wake up, and make the decision about whether I'm going to give birth to the baby or not. So I made the decision that I want to hold the baby alive. So in the morning, I called the doctor, and I actually told the nurse to tell the doctor that I was waiting to push the baby, because the baby was already, it was just waiting to be pushed. It was already sitting in my surface, like waiting to be pushed out. So they came in, they got me ready for delivery. And then I think I did like 2 or 3 push, and the baby came out. It was such an emotional thing, because I don't even know how to like hold a young baby, because I'm always afraid of a young baby, because I feel like they're too young and you're gonna hurt something on their neck or something. And they literally gave me the little boy. When I tell you, for anybody who's a mother, you know what that means. Like the love that you never felt for any human. That's the love that automatically come up. Like it was literally love at first sight. I was so in love. When I tell you so in love, so in love. And my little boy, he was yearning. Although I know very well that he wasn't going to live more than 2 hours, but I still cherish that moment while he was still alive. But then there was something that happened after I gave birth. There was like old piece of my, like little of the placenta is still in me, and they had to get it out. So they had to give me some medication that gave me a horrible stomach cramp that I couldn't even hold my baby while he took his last breath. Like that was the most hurtful thing ever, that he didn't have the chance to get for me to hold. I did not have the chance to hold him in my hands while he took his last breath. And I'm telling you, like, I cry more, because it's just like, why did this happen? There was like, oh, your life was more at risk too, because the placenta staying in you could cause damage to you and a horrible infection. And when I tell you, I was just like, the whole time I was over there, it's like my heart, piece of it, everything, it was just broken down every time, because it's like I had to go through that. I had to go through that. And I don't wish that on my worst enemy, to be honest. My worst enemy, I can't even wish my worst enemy to lose a baby, because it's not a fun thing. So after that, after the cramps, the people had to do like, they had to use their regular hands to take the placenta out. They did what they had to do, took it out. And then I went, my baby was already gone. And they did the footprint. And they did his footprint. And when I told you my baby boy looked so much like his dad, because me and his dad were arguing, like, I'd be like, the baby have to look like me, because I'm the one suffering, you're not the one. But he looks so much like his dad. He was 5 months, he was already hairy, had like little dimples. He was already looking tall from his legs. Yeah, so they literally had me, I kept the baby for a whole day. And then I slept with the baby, which was an emotional thing because you give birth like everybody else, but you don't get to take your baby home like everybody else. That was the difference. And for people who have lost a kid, I know how emotional and heartbroken you can be. I'm right there with you because I've been there. I know how it feels. So I just wanted to share this story because my baby birthday is the 29th. But I just wanted him to be like remembered by just talking about him. Because most people don't even know I actually had a real baby. The thing I just said on my social media because I want to say it, but I actually had a real baby. I actually gave birth like everybody else. The only difference is that I just didn't get to take my baby home like everybody else. Yeah, so. And again, Dustin, happy birthday to you, baby. I know your birthday is next week, but happy birthday to you, baby. And keep watching over mommy. Mommy love you so much. Your auntie love you, your daddy love you. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to share my story with you guys for most of you guys who did not know because I couldn't do this video. This thing happened last year, December. I just did not have the courage to even talk about it because I was going through an emotional roller coaster for a long time. And grief is something that doesn't go away. Some days you're okay, some days you're not. But with time, you heal. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching and you can just subscribe to my channel. Thank you.